I'll explain the app first, and then I'll give you your first scenario. So the app is a savings app, and it'll let you set goals, tell you how much money you need to save in order to reach your goals. So first scenario is that you just download the app, and you basically just need to follow the on-screen instructions to get it set up.
Okay, so I would hit enter pay schedule. Okay. I get paid about, and then I would probably click there to type something in.
Yep, perfect.
$200 every,
That
sure,
doesn't do
2
anything.
weeks. That makes sense. All right.
Okay, so your second scenario is that you're saving up for a trip to San Francisco, and you need to save about $600, and you need to do that by December.
Okay, so I would hit add new goal.
Okay.
I want to save for a trip to San Francisco. I need to save $600. So I would type that in. And I forget what day you said I needed to have it by. Someday.
December 5th. That
There you go.
works.
And I added a thumbnail of
Perfect.
San
I
Fran.
need to change the order because everyone keeps clicking this one before they click that one. Okay.
And then I would hit go.
Okay.
And then it would tell me the information.
Great.
Every 2 weeks. And I assume you could adjust this
Yep.
if you wanted. Reach your goal by. That's sweet. And then it would hit save.
So then your last scenario is that you just switch jobs, so you get paid $400 every 2 weeks instead of 200. So you need to edit your pay schedule.
I need to edit my pay schedule. Okay. Like for the trip or just for the goal that I did?
You tell me.
I don't know. So I would probably just start clicking around, maybe add a new goal, maybe click money jar, maybe hit settings.
There you go. Okay.
And I came to it eventually. And then I would hit edit pay schedule. And I get paid $400 every week.
Okay.
2 weeks, I mean. And then I would hit go. And edit.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Okay. So, what confused you about where to click?
I was just confused of whether you were talking about the last thing that we just did.
Yeah.
Whether we were talking about like that scenario that we set up, or like within the app in general, like how much I get paid. So
So yeah, a lot of people were confused by that. I think it's just because they just went through that whole scenario of setting the trip up, and so they're like, oh, I'm just going to go edit that now.
right.
But I don't know, what's a better way to word it? Just to say, because you'll want to edit it for the app in general, because then it will update how much you need to save each paycheck.
It would update everything,
Yeah.
like all my goals, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like how to word the scenario better?
Yeah, either word the scenario better or rearrange it so that you understand where you would need to click to do that.
I mean, I think having it in this the settings is a good place to have it.
So then wording the scenario
But-
better would probably be.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Testing.
Yeah, sure.
Point to the phone like you were doing.
Point to it. But if there was like, because I don't know if we started, like, do you create that in the beginning of the app?
Yeah.
Like, you set that all up.
So it's just like
We
in
just
the
didn't-
initial screen.
Oh, that was what that was.
Yeah. So is that what's confusing
Okay.
you then?
So yeah, I guess I wasn't exactly. I guess I just had those two things
You thought that was
separated.
part of setting up a goal.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I did.
Okay. So make the initial screen more obvious so that it's only going to show up the first time you download the app, kind of thing.
Right.
Okay.
And I think it might have said
You
like
can go
what I
back.
was setting up.
There's a back button. The back button
Oh.
works.
All right. Cool. Before we get started, just to get an idea of your income, edit pay schedule. That makes sense, actually, now that I look back at it. I'm not sure why it wasn't clear initially to me.
Did you read this?
Well, yes, I
Initially?
did. I did, but I think just in context, once I went through the whole thing, it made more sense going back at it. Like, going back and looking at it, I was like, okay, that makes more sense. but it's just like I opened it up and I'd never had any experience with it before,
Yeah,
and so I didn't
exactly.
know, what was going on.
So maybe changing the wording on the initial screen to say like it's a setup screen, maybe like set up the app
Yeah,
kind of thing, making it more obvious. Like this is a one-time deal. We just need you to set up the app before you use it for the first time.
I think that would be
Explaining it's kind of like a tutorial setup
right.
deal.
What did you use to make this?
I use Marvel. So you basically just add hotspots on whatever you want people to click on, and then tell what screen to go to. So that's why if you click other places, it's not going to do anything. But
Gotcha. Click there. It would take- Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, honestly, I think that's what I would have done. I would have put it in here, right? Maybe, what is a gear? And that's a pretty standard like, icon for it too, huh? Did other people have issues with it?
not in the digital prototype, but when I was on the paper, I had like 2 or 3 people do the same exact thing. They tried to click the San Francisco trip to edit it. So I'm just trying to figure it out, like get to the bottom of it. Like, why are people trying to edit just the individual goal when it's your entire pay schedule?
And for me, like I said, I think it honestly was maybe just the way it was worded. Because if I was going into the app myself and I just like that's what I wanted to do, like I think I would have gone there. I'm pretty sure I would have.
Okay.
Right? I may have clicked on a couple of the other places.
It's hard to say, yeah. For sure. Okay. Is there anything else that was confusing to you?
Not at all. I think everything else was super clear.
Okay.
Super clear. And I think it's cool. I would get this app if it existed.
Good. That's a good sign. Yeah, the whole reason I made it was because I needed one of these. I was like trying to save up for a trip, and I was looking all over the app store. I'm like, I just need something that will tell me how much to save every paycheck, and I couldn't find one anyway. So